A legend of the Redskins, once broke Terry Crews explains how his life was transformed by a Commanders icon. Terry Crews is almost universally known. You would have undoubtedly noticed him even if you had never heard his name. For some of you, like me, he played Sergeant Terrence Jeffords on Brooklyn 99, while others may have seen him on America's Got Talent. However, few people are aware that Terry Crews played in the NFL on and off from 1991 to 1996 before cutting his teeth in the entertainment business. In addition, Terry, being the artist that he is, tried his hand at painting and was rather successful. However, Terry Crews' life wasn't always cheerful and simple. In addition to caring for his family, he faced many challenges during his NFL career. Terry wrote on Instagram about his NFL days and his stint with the Washington Commanders, later Redskins. An old picture of him clutching a painting he had created of Brian Mitchell was included in the post. He wrote, 27 years old, referring to the moment he was cut from the team and had a family to maintain. The Washington Redskins, now the Commanders, just cut. I had a gift, painting, a desire, and a family to provide for. As an artist, not a player, I would return to the locker room back then and ask guys if they wanted their portraits painted, he wrote. Referring to his time in the NFL, when he was paid to paint and draw lifelike portraits of his teammates. He even had a short-lived NFL licensing agreement while he was in Washington. Painting my way from team to team was how I made it through my first 7 years in the NFL. It kept me going, kept Rebecca and I fed, and gave us hope for the future, he continued. Terry Crews was taken back to his 27-year-old self, long before sitcoms and red carpets, as he gazed at an antique artwork of his former Washington teammate Brian Mitchell. I just received this picture from him today. It reminded me of something I hadn't seen in decades, Crews wrote. It was more than just a portrait in that painting. It served as a lifeline. In addition to being a teammate, Mitchell was one of the few people who had faith in Crews. As a person, not as a player. As a creative person. As a man looking for light in an often ruthlessly frigid league. Crews moved from roster to roster during his NFL career, playing for the Rams, Packers, Chargers, Rhein Fire, and then the Eagles in 1996. However, he discovered a glimmer of purpose outside of the script in Washington. He did play in 16 games as a DL before being cut, after all. Even so, he returned to the locker area to present his former teammates with hand-painted portraits. The hustle was that. Mitchell, too? He actually bought in. Most individuals are unaware of the difficulty. In the comments, Mitchell defended his former buddy with the same fervor he shown in the 1990s. They just know the success.